All right, so it's Spirit Week, and I just want to wish you a happy Spirit Day Friday. And you might not be getting this on Spirit Day Friday, but I'm getting started here. I've got a new canvas that I'm laying down. Remember, this is a new palette paper. So I like to use palette paper. It's super easy. I just tape it down to the table, and then when I'm done, I can throw it away. So today we're going to be working on our Impressionism piece. And the purpose of this is to take the naturalism or realism piece that we did the other day, which is a scene that is painted in naturalistic colors. You would do your blending and things like that on your palette, and lots of blending, sfumato from the Renaissance period. That was the technique that artists like Da Vinci developed to give it that really smooth and refined and blended three-dimensional look. So I'm going to set this aside for now. We are going to now juxtapose that very natural look with an exciting Impressionism piece. You are going to paint the exact same subject that you did the first time, but this time you're going to do it in an impressionistic style. So perhaps I should just give you a couple of ideas of what that might look like. So as you notice, we have just a completely different style of painting where we're using the actual brush strokes themselves to create the details. So you're going to be able to see the strokes. And another thing that was very popular was optical blending, and that is where you want to create the color green, and instead of mixing green on your palette, you put down blue and yellow next to each other and thick brush strokes, and the eye mixes the blue and yellow that's on your canvas and makes the green itself. So you'll notice very thick brush strokes. The artist used the pure pigments rather than mixing them, and it's all about creating an impression. Now, post-impressionists like Van Gogh, they took it further. It was all about using bright colors to express emotion. They were all trying to express emotion. Don't get me wrong. The Impressionists were trying to as well. But the Post-Impressionists were trying to take it even further. And they were using brighter colors. So anyway, these are just some examples. I like this. Let's take a really nice close-up view of that technique. So it just looks like brush strokes, but when you step back and look at it from a distance, it looks like the grass and some flowers. So that's our goal here, is to paint whatever we painted before in an impressionistic style. All right, let's get started. So firstly, I need to think about what kind of mood do I want to convey. I'm painting the same thing. I'm painting my hat, and I could paint a blue mood, which would be kind of sad, or I could use some red, and I could create some fire, some passion. I could do yellow and make it bright and happy and cheerful. So I'm just gonna throw some paint on my palette and just see where my inspiration takes me, just kind of looking at these colors. And I'm going to try to do a little bit of ocular mixing, but mostly with the Impressionism, I'm just going to kind of like free myself of determining how it's going to look or what my plans are, and I'm just going to go with the flow. I just squirted paint all over my hand. Haha. Just going to let the paint do the talking. That's my goal. I don't want to try to control it. I want it to be whimsical and fun. So we'll see what happens. I know I'm going to have to use some of that yellow. Okay, so here goes nothing. Grabbing a paintbrush, and I'm going to get kind of a thin brush, and I'm just going to start with my outline. I'm still going to do an outline like I normally would, and I'll still do it in kind of that yellow ochre color because it was a light enough color that it covers up pretty well. So do my trace. And for this Impressionism piece, remember, you're just getting an impression, so it's good to just kind of like blur your eyes, you know, a little bit, and you're just taking in the impression. And this painting doesn't have to be exactly the same as the other one. Don't feel like you can't switch it up a little bit to go with your impressionistic feel, your vibe, whatever it is that you're going for. Mine might look a little bit different, especially since my daughter's been playing around with the hat a little bit. So it's definitely not in the same position that it was in the other day. This I know. But it's pretty similar. So that's nice. I'm able to get my drawing. I can get the edge of my table in here. And you know, you've got to have all these details. The horizon line, this would be my tabletop as my horizon line, so that you can have some kind of a background. Okay, so there's my sketch. All right, now it's time to lay in some fun color. And you know, I think I'm gonna go with a bigger brush because I'm in a hurry. And if you're in a hurry too, use a bigger brush. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and go with some yellow. And I'm just gonna use big strokes, big thick strokes of yellow. I want to make my painting happy. And since I am doing Impressionism, I might not be as worried about how it's supposed to look, because with Impressionism it doesn't have to be realistic. Remember, it's an impression of the moment, impression of the emotion that you're trying to evoke. So this is all about creating some feeling in your viewer. Whoever's looking at this, you want them to feel something. Okay? I don't know what you want them to feel, but they need to feel something. What color does red and yellow make? Makes orange, right? So it's all about texture. It's all about being able to see those brush strokes. Now, I kind of have a hard time painting in this style, I think. I think this is a challenge for me because I am, by nature, a realist. I have a very hard time breaking things down. Look at the way the blue and the red made purple. That was cool. Using a lot of paint. It's almost looking like a finger painting. Probably have better results right now if I did finger paint. Yeah, you loving it? I'm not particularly caring for it too much, I must admit. But I'm not going to give up. Keep on painting. It's hard because, like, if you aren't careful, the paints start to blend together and just make brown. So keep that in mind. I am painting the hat again, but this time Impressionism.
Do we have to get clothes on if I want to be in this video?
Yes, of course.
Okay. It's kind of good if not any clothes on.
Yeah, clothes are good.
Yeah. I should get some more.
Little Miss Eva is sick today. She's just been laying around today in her jammies. La 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 la. How's your painting come along? What's your mood? What are you evoking? I'm starting to feel like I've got kind of a Caribbean mood coming along. Feeling very Caribbean. Using a lot of paint. Even got a little piece of paint on my pant leg. How about you? Haven't used any white yet. Just like, how does that look on the camera? All right. I'm done. That's it. There's my Impressionism painting. Thick paint. My signature's on there. I filled every square inch of the canvas. It's my hat. And then the fun part about it is that I can juxtapose my two images side by side. Juxtapose means to place two things side by side and to compare and contrast them. So what do you think? Can you tell which one is realism or naturalism? And which one is Impressionism? Yeah, you sure can. Okay, so that's all you have to do. All right, I hope you had fun with that one. Get it done. Good job.